All right. So today in studio with us is our business coach, John Ruman.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in today.
And also in studio with us is my dear old mother and business owner, Oriola Moore.
I want to correct that. Not old, young. Hi, good morning, everyone.
I did not say old. Did I say old?
No, owner.
Owner.
This.
My
Okay.
own, not old.
Oh,
You see she is?
Yeah.
And also in studio with us is Ronald Brizan.
Hi, pleasure being here this afternoon.
Now, we have over 1,000 Cashflow Club members nationwide. We actually saw Ronald Brizan in the lobby. He came from a meeting with one of his clients, and we convinced him at the last minute to come up to the studio with us to talk about what he's doing now. And you know, we always say at Cashflow Clubs that the ability to sell is the most important skill in business and investing. And last we talked to Ronald, he got into the insurance industry. So how long have you been in the insurance industry now?
I started just over a year ago and I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Okay, very nice. So that's actually how we all did the sell. I started off in the insurance industry straight after business school, while running Cashflow. John, you as well?
I did same thing, Ronald. Yep.
And what about your mom? You were in insurance for a bit, I remember.
Yeah, I was in insurance for a short while.
Yeah. So what company you with, Ronald, and how long have you been in it, and how is it going so far?
Well, to be honest with you, I have been in the industry since around April or May of last year. I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and what I can say is that the training that I'm getting is second to none in terms of leadership, guidance, the opportunities that you get to serve people, and that is really important to me.
Yeah, and in this here recession, I mean, dealing with people that don't have pension plans or don't have enough, they don't have insurance to protect their families in case of death. I mean, it's a serious problem, eh?
Yes, it is, and to be quite honest with you, that is why I'm so passionate about what I do. As seeing that I'm in the industry right now, I've recognized that many people do not have things in place to save. So I am very passionate about ensuring that young single mothers, young families, individuals that didn't have the opportunity or didn't understand the dynamics of insurance, that they understand what is being offered and the opportunities that are available to them. So as far as I'm concerned, recession, what recession? There's always an opportunity to save.
Very much so. And when you're part of a Cashflow Club, you realize that a recession means opportunity.
Opportunities. It's just a shifting of the money.
Lots of opportunities. So, for example, John and I are actually starting a sales training program soon, a sales training company. So we're going to call it, what are we going to call it?
Sales Training Academy.
Sales Training Academy. That's nice. So we're combining forces and we're putting it together right now. Last week Sunday we had our first meeting on it to put together the sales course. So we're going to make it a 6-week course. Can I?
Yeah. Well, it may tweak slightly over the next couple weeks, but yeah, go ahead on our initial outline. Yeah.
Nice. So John, you have been in the insurance industry for a number of years, right?
Yeah, I was in insurance for about financial services, financial planning, investments for about 12, 15 years, somewhere in that time range.
Okay, so that means you're in...
Yeah, I am 40 actually. But I started in 2001, and when I moved to Trinidad, I think it was 14 or 15 years, something thereabouts.
Okay, very nice. So you're no longer in the insurance industry?
No, I am not.
Yeah. You're sort of in it in a way because we train a lot of insurance agents.
Yes.
In fact, we can't call the insurance company that we're dealing with right now, but we currently run all our sessions at an insurance company at Bar Park Shopping Plaza. So if you're familiar with Bar Park Shopping Plaza and you're familiar with the insurance company that's there, we're there too. That's where we hold most of our courses, our big courses. We also hold courses at our office in St. Augustine. Now, a lot of people actually asked us over the past week to talk about retirees and pensioners, dealing with their issues and that kind of thing. And some actually asked us if it's too late for them to do cash flow. Now, I'm not saying my mother's old, but she's an accountant and a really good one at that. And in the early days, if I remember correctly, she didn't agree with a lot of the things that we are teaching at Cashflow. You know, so why don't you talk a little bit about that? Because you're a qualified accountant, right?
Yeah, I'm a financial accountant, ACCA trained, and for years we were being told that an asset is something that you own. But when we look at cash flow, at the cash flow clubs, what they are saying is that an asset is something that puts money into your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like the people who are retired or who are facing retirement soon to ask themselves, how many assets do you have? How many sources of income do you have besides your pension? Right? So we are saying that think in terms of acquiring assets that will give you additional income. And it's never too late. The retirees, they get their lump sum. A lot of retirees don't know what to do with this lump sum. They want to go on cruises and do all sorts of things that will eliminate the pension. So I am suggesting that they start looking at cash flow and assets that will give them additional income.
Opportunities.
Yes.
Yeah.
And opportunities are everywhere.
Yes.
You know, I mean, when you do cash flow and you realize how easy it is to build your own asset column, you realize how far behind you actually are. You know, I'm currently building my fourth asset, and that is not enough. I need at least a dozen more. You realize how far people behind are. Most people just have one source of income, that being their salary, and that's a problem. Because right now during this recession, a lot of people are getting downside,
Laid off, yeah.
laid off, and it's not being spoken about enough. And even on Facebook, and you know, when I try to warn people about this recession being a lot worse than it actually is, there are some people who message me and say, Rod, you should not be using scare tactics on Facebook. You shouldn't be telling people that they should be worried about their jobs. But who else is going to warn them?
But that is the reality.
That is the reality of the situation. You know, so we have to do what we have to do to help protect people and get them into investing, get them into business, get them into real estate, and that's why we do what we do. And that's why people like John are important, because they're business coaches and they help you if you have a business that already exists. They help you grow a business, or even if you're an entrepreneur looking to start a business soon. That's where, you know, he steps in and he guides you through the process personally.
Yeah, I do it every day.
Every single time. You have what, 25 clients?
It's tough to judge just because I have group coaching, I have individual one-on-one, so it's not necessarily a straight line number, but I have a good coaching practice and it's growing regularly. So
yeah, he's constantly busy.
That's awesome.
I can only
That's
meet
awesome.
him on a Saturday
Thank
or
you.
Sunday afternoon because he's so busy, right? But busy is good. And during this recession, you know, if you have a lot of time on your hands, that's a bad sign. It's a really bad sign. So back to you, mom.
young mother.
Yes, very young mother. And beautiful mother.
Hey, be careful, you're married. So I remember back in the days, you know, you and I were loggerheads for years because we had a different definition of what an asset is. You know, because your accounting definition didn't line up to what we taught at Cashflow Clubs.
I had the same problem in the financial world too, because as a financial planner, when we would actually do financial plans, the traditional method is an asset could be your home residence, and in the Robert Kiyosaki definition, it simply is not.
Wow, very nice. So our definition of an asset is an asset puts money into your pocket every single month, whether you work or not. Therefore, a liability takes money out of your pocket. Very, very simple. So asset puts money in your pocket, a liability takes money out your pocket. So the house you live in, asset or liability? Liability. Big liability. And people don't know that. The car you drive, asset or liability?
Liability.
Big liability. So how could you turn your house into an asset? How could you? Rent a couple rooms. I have a friend who has a 3-bedroom apartment in Curep. He has his property, his apartment listed on Airbnb. So Airbnb or Airbnb?
Yes, Airbnb.
Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb.
And, you know, he gets a lot of tourists coming in and paying in US dollars to stay at his residence, and he makes his money. Right? So, you know, he has his source,
of passive income, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
You know, so even business is an asset. Yeah, so it's very easy to start a business. You know, as an entrepreneur, we are just simply problem solvers. We look for problems to solve, right? And, you know, Trinidad and Tobago has a lot of problems. So we have problems with, you know, people don't have insurance and don't have insurance to protect their family.
They don't have the security. So a lot of people die, unfortunately, and they don't leave an estate for their families.
Oh, that's a big problem.
Oh, yeah, a major problem. And therefore, the legacy is not allowed to continue.
Yep. A lot of people are guilty of that. And also, when people retire, they're, you know, they have nothing to fall back on income-wise.
Yeah,
you know,
that's unfortunate. I'm seeing it every day in this industry. Every day.
A lot of people have to become security guards after they retire.
Yeah. No, that is real. That is real.
Yeah.
That is real.
I see a lot of engineers working as security guards. I saw one at the credit union and I was like, whoa, wait, you know, I thought he was a top mechanical engineer in Point Lisas. Now he's a security guard.
Correct.
And he says, I can't retire, I just can't afford it. You know, we see people like that all the time.
And here's the thing, I would point out to that gentleman, are you best making use of your time as the security guard? You have this brilliant mind and experience. You could do a million things to leverage that and make 150 or 200 times more for the same hour that you're making now.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, in this society, in this recession, you have to be smart. So one of the best pieces of advice is to read Rich Dad Poor Dad. You have to read that book. I don't care if you don't have the money to buy it. Go online and download it for free. That's how important it is. Do not make excuses for yourself. And do not be blaming the government for a recession. That's stupid. They have no control over the price of oil or gas. Right? So instead of blaming them and being powerless, take action for yourself. Buy or download Rich Dad Poor Dad. Watch videos on it. Educate yourself financially. Even if you want to take even more action, come to Cashflow and learn as much as you can. We have courses. Yeah, we have courses all the time. We have one starting on next week, Wednesday. We have another one starting the week after. The week after that, we have another course starting because more and more people need this education desperately. So you have no excuse as the recession gets worse. When you lose your job and you have no other source of income, you have no excuse because you have been warned. And for all those that don't want us to speak the truth about this recession, tough luck. We're going to keep on speaking out. We don't care who it offends because more and more people need to become financially
literate,
educated and literate.
Yeah.
Right? Language is finance is a language that you must learn to speak. And the school system doesn't teach you anything about finance. It doesn't teach you anything about making money. And that's why people struggle financially no matter what career path they have. We know doctors who struggle financially. We know of financial managers of financial institutions making $35,000 to $40,000 a month, and when they go through their financial statements, they're left with $300 and $400 to play around with after they pay off all their expenses, after they pay off the home mortgage and the car loan payments and the loan payments and the children university fees. They're left with a couple $100. That's crazy. And you know what? That's normal. And we're saying it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to struggle financially. We always laugh and say that JOB stands for just
job
over broke, right? And it's true. If you just have a JOB alone as your one source of income, most times you are just over broke. And you don't have to be that way, right? So we want to take your calls and we'll be right back.
The number to call is 623-8255. 623-8255.
So you can call us anytime at 623-8255. We give free business and financial advice live on air. And you know what? We're not scared to leave our contact numbers live on air. So give us a call. Ask us anything.
Yeah, you have an insurance agent, you have an accountant, you have a business coach, you have another kind of business coach in Roger, you have one of the agents, Blaine stepped in.
Blaine just came in, and Blaine is a real estate agent. And of course, we're going to announce our Remax deal of the week. closer to the end of the show, Blaine has deals like that. We call Blaine the Roland man. Blaine loves Roland. He loves selling Roland. I don't know why. Different things turn different people on, right? That's right, Blaine?
Oh, absolutely. Besides Roland, we also have other properties right now in terms of homes, apartments, stuff like that. But yes, I am the Roland man.
So Blaine likes it raw. So
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Right. So give us a call anytime. So, so there are a lot of Rich Dad books besides Rich Dad Poor Dad. There's also books like Cashflow Quadrant that shows the different types of people that make up the world of business and investing. You have employees, you have self-employed, right? You have business owners, and you have investors. Now, employees and self-employed are your poor middle class, and the rich are your business owners and investors. Now, you make that choice of which quadrant you want to be in on a daily basis with every dollar you spend. Right? You make that choice whether you want to be rich or poor. The middle class is slowly being wiped away. In fact, I would say Trinidad and Tobago has a decreasing middle class.
Yeah.
How do we know? A lot of you can't afford houses. We know because we sell houses now. A lot of people don't qualify for mortgages. Right? It's an unfortunate situation, but it's true. So a lot of people who assume that they're middle class, you are actually not middle class. Right? If you're making $10,000 and less a month, you are considered poor by a lot of standards. Right? So yes, you might be able to buy food. Yes, you might be able to get to work, but you can't afford real estate. So the government steps in, and we have HDC.
What is an amount that someone would be able to buy real estate? At what point would they be able to start?
20,000 and up. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what they need to aspire to is 20,000.
20,000 and up, 25,000. Combined income sometimes.
Yeah, to be secure.
To be secure, and that is hard for a lot of people. And a lot of people are not married. a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of people are single income. Single income people have it the hardest. Especially single parent family homes. Single mothers have it very hard. In fact, we would say they are the most vulnerable. We want them to do cash flow as quickly as possible. Reading Rich Dad Poor Dad is very important if you're a single mother. Not just for yourself, but for your family's sake, right? There's no laughing matter. This is a serious thing, right? Your future's at stake. There's a lot of things that you can't do as a single mom. A lot of things are just out of your reach financially. So reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, download it online. Look at the videos on it. Come to Cashflow, learn as much as you can. Our course is not that expensive. Our course is $9.99 for 6 weeks. $1,000 for 6 weeks of extreme financial knowledge in business, real estate, investing, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, accounting, budgeting, retirement planning, insurance, raising capital. All these are very important things that is not taught in the school system. Even if you go to university and you do an MBA, you're not going to learn those things. You might learn some aspects of it, but you learn it from an employee's point of view. You don't learn it from an employer's point of view. And then a lot of those courses are classroom style. You don't learn as much as a simulation-based course as you learn classroom style. You remember 30% or less in a classroom. Whereas in a simulation, you remember 90% and more. So Ronald, you did cash flow a long time ago. What year was that? Like 2000?
That was
10, 9.
No, I think it was even before that, to be honest.
Ooh, gosh.
Probably around 2006 or 7, somewhere around.
Ooh, actually, no. You did the paid course. That was 2009. That was at St. Vincent Street. Got it.
No, I came back in 2009, but trust me, the first time I did it was before.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so now you learned this. It was very easy for you to make a transition.
Yes, it was.
Because you have a background in sales. You know how important sales is. And what we realized over the years of running cash flow is that the more educated people are, the less inclined they are to learn to sell, which is an ongoing problem. I have never met anybody with a master's that learn to sell, That's kind of strange, eh?
Correct.
I've never met anybody with an MBA.
Oh, that they have a sales class or sales training of any sort?
Yeah, I've never met, and I know through Cashflow, I know thousands, we train thousands of people. I've never seen an MBA graduate who, did a sales course. Wow, I should start claiming that on Facebook, because that's a serious problem.
Of course.
That means that MBA program is locking people in to employee mode for the rest of their lives.
I've never not met. Yeah, I've never not met an MBA who was not an employee.
Same with you.
Yeah, they're always employees.
Oh
I mean, they
my
may be well-paid employees, but they're
Well-paid,
employees.
but still employees.
They're still employees.
Yeah.
And when they lose their job, they can't get any more.
That scenario you describe about a gentleman from Point Lisas that lost his job. I know someone similar as well. He was making about $40,000-$50,000 a month. Right now, he got laid off, and he's struggling to support his family.
Okay, so we're almost to the end of our show. Now we want to announce the Remax Deal of the Week, and here is Blaine Thomas, the Raw Land Man, to announce our Remax Deal of the Week.
Okay, our raw land deal for this week is a beautiful plot of land in Trincity, Casselton Gardens. It's right on the corner of Casselton Avenue and 6th Street West. It's going for $800,000. Corner plot. It's a beautiful piece of land. Already has outlined town and country approvals. $800,000. So my number is 739-0422. One more time, 739-0422.
So give Blaine a call if you're interested in finding out more about that raw land. How much square footage, or is it?
It's 3,500 square feet.
3,500 square feet in Casselton Gardens, Trincity. So if you're interested, give him a call.
Near to the mall.
Near to the mall, yeah. And if you're interested in finding out more about Cashflow, my personal contact number is 768-6761. That's 768-6761.
And if you need business coaching, I offer a free initial consultation at no charge. It's all virtual. My number is 744-8555. Again, 744-8555.
And if you need insurance advice, if you need to get a pension plan up and running, give Ronald Brizan a call at...
You can contact me at 480-7776, and I will be happy to give you a free consultation.
Wow, very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to Rich Dad's Cashflow Clubs. We shall be here next week at the exact same time on the same day. Thank you very much.